Hello, this is Vertical Sandwich, and welcome back to Let's 100% Grand Theft Auto Vice City. And we're at the Versetti Estate, and we are going to show you one of the quirkier aspects of the game. So, alright, we're going to head up to the roof, and we're going to shoot some bullets at the moon. I'm going to do a little bit of this stuff. I'll show you this, and I'll show you, like, where the Easter egg is and things like that. But, like, we're not going to do too much of it, because this has nothing to do with 100% completing the game. It is kind of weird, though. So if you're out at night and you have a problem with the size of the moon, like you see the moon and you're like, that moon's way too big or that moon's way too small, you can just shoot it with your sniper rifle, and that happens. And you can cycle all the way through the way the moon looks. It's not, yeah, every time you shoot it, it'll change, and when it gets big, you gotta get it right in the middle, because then it'll get really tiny, and then you gotta shoot it again, and yeah, you can make it any size you want. I don't know, it's just a weird thing that they programmed into the game. Some weird quirk of game design, I don't know. Maybe it's a pun on the phrase shoot the moon, I don't know. Anyway, forget about it, Mario! Alright, so we're headed towards the porn studio here. And there's gonna be a big cut in there. So... and we're going to do the next mission here at the porn studio. So, and like I said, there isn't going to be any kind of dialogue or commentary over Dennis Hopper's scenes, because I just love Dennis Hopper, his personality, his voice that much. So, this mission's called Dildo Dodo, and I'm sorry for that. Alright, so I'll see you in a bit.
How's filming going, Steve?
Well, Candy is a natural. And that new girl, she's insatiable. She went through half the cast and crew before I even took a light reading. Anyway, hey, tomorrow we're going on location to shoot the boat scenes.
Boat scenes? What boat scenes?
The fishermen are in the throes of passion when the giant shark comes in.
What'd I say about the giant shark? I said, no giant shark, all right? Just keep the cameras pointed at the poontang.
Okay. Hey, Tommy, you guys gotta try, right?
Get those flyers printed up?
Yeah, but nobody's gonna let us distribute those things. I mean, they're just too, they're unimaginative.
You don't worry about that. I've got my own ideas for distribution.
Okay. Hey, Candy, in my trailer.
Alright, we're back. Okay, so there's a lot of, crazy Spielberg jokes, and my understanding is that this is another one, that there's this old indie plane around, or a plane from an indie film around back, and the idea is that it was used in an Indiana Jones movie, because one of them starts with a seaplane, and it's whichever one starts with a giant boulder. I think maybe it's Raiders of the Lost Ark. It could be Temple of Doom, too. The last time I paid any attention to Indiana Jones was for the fourth movie, and I was working as an archaeologist in Indiana. I went to see it with a bunch of archaeologists, and they hated it. Everybody hated that movie so much. But, anyway, yeah, because for those of you who want to know, I used to be an archaeologist. I really did, as crazy as that is. Which is what you do with a degree in anthropology. So, anyway, so you gotta go jump in the seaplane. I forgot, we're playing a game. So you gotta go jump in the seaplane, and, oh, I do want to say really quick, before we start talking about this mission, because you're gonna have to do this mission if you're playing through anyway, is that later there's a reference to, because obviously these are references to Jaws, these kind of giant shark references to the Steven Spielberg character, but later there's a reference to Close Encounters of the Third Kind, and, like, I didn't see Close Encounters that movie was made, I'm 31, and that movie was made like 3 or 4 years before I was born, and like I didn't see that movie till I was like in my late 20s. Who gets references like that, really? Like, but anyway, so you get this seaplane, and this thing's really clunky, but that actually works to your advantage because you can turn it really sharply, and it's hard to overshoot. Like, it's hard to get too high to do the mission. And things like that. So, but what you're going to have to do is you're going to have to fly through actually 12 checkpoints. And what they are is there's 6 blue checkpoints. When you fly through a blue checkpoint, it opens a red checkpoint. Then you have to fly through the red checkpoint, and then the next blue checkpoint. And you can pick the blue checkpoints in any order. The blue checkpoints start you dropping flyers, and then the red checkpoint stops you. And so you just have to do 6 runs of kind of flyer drops. And like, this thing's really forgiving. You could bump it into stuff and things like that, and it's... So, and... Anyway, so the blue checkpoints start you dropping flyers, and the red ones stop it. So you gotta do 6 runs of kind of starts and stops. 3 of them in the southern part of this island, and 3 of them in the northern part of this island. You can choose them in any order. I start at the southern point. You gotta hit the checkpoints, actually, but, like... I start at the southern part of the island by the docks. It's just a preference thing. You could start up north, I guess, because one of them up north will take you down into Little Haiti and set you up for the 3 that are down south. So it really doesn't matter. You have plenty of fuel to do this. You know, take your time, make some really wide turns if you have to, like obviously I had to do for this one, and I'm gonna have to do for the next one, because the next one, you hit this blue marker, and the next one is up and at a right angle, a 90-degree angle to where you're flying between 2 buildings. So you really have to go out over the ocean and do the turn. I mean, you can make it theoretically, but like, ugh. So we'll be doing that. I mean, like I said, take your time, get used to the controls of this thing, and, it'll be alright. So, but yeah, they put it right next to this stupid building. We already passed it. So we're gonna have to circle around and get to this thing. But, I mean, look at the kind of turns you can make in this thing, and it really is, it's built clunky, I think, to be awkward. But it also actually has really good handling for what you're doing with it, which is good. And for anybody who's flown in, like, the later, in, like, San Andreas, oh my god, I mean, like, this is a cakewalk compared to that kind of garbage, so. So, alright, and so we'll just hit our next checkpoint. And this, I mean, this is going to be, just stay away from the army base. If you fly over the army base, you might get a wanted level. I'm not sure how that works, if they call it the helicopter on you and stuff. I don't really, you don't really need to go by it anyway, but just a word to the wise. Like I said, I don't know from personal experience if that will mess up this mission, but it's just not worth chancing. I mean, why would you, I guess if you wanted to find out, you could try. I did find out when we were doing when I was doing the RC Bandit race, I did try before the second island was open to take the RC Bandit and fly it over here, and when you get to this island, it says it's out of range and it explodes. So you can't even fly an RC plane over onto the Forbidden Island. I thought that was really funny. So, I think it's that kind of attitude about things, like that kind of like messing around with things that is why I know kind of so much about like crazy stupid things you can do with the kind of things in this game and stuff like that, is because when I fail a mission, my initial instinct isn't to try it again. My initial instinct is to do a bunch of research and like then just try all these different combinations of things that might make it easier. So, and I've failed every mission in this game several times. There's probably not a single mission I've ever not. Well, no, there might be a mission or two that I've never failed, like Jury Fury or something like that. But I mean, these later missions, I mean, I failed this one in this run earlier, but so that's this mission anyway, and it's not bad. It's definitely none of the porn studio missions are really all that hard when it comes down to it. Once you get the hang of what they're asking you to do, they're not very challenging. The next one's probably the hardest, and we're gonna cheat. We're gonna just use a helicopter, and because they want you to drive a car with like a 4-star wanted, and we're not doing that. So it's funny. I really like, I talk about playing the game the way the game was meant to be played, like it's this horrible crime, and it's not. I mean, you really can. In fact, initially when I was gonna do this LP, I thought about just doing everything exactly the way the game wanted you to do it, like was set up to do it, but I don't know, it's funny. It's fun to do, like, the tricky stuff. It's fun to do the kind of cheating you didn't know was available kind of stuff when you can, and show other people that stuff, so, and try to make this easier. But, alright, so that's it. We don't have to fly it back. We don't have to do anything after this. We can crash this plane, and we're done. So, I'm gonna cut it off here, and I'll see you for the next mission we do. You guys take care.